Ron, where are you? Where is Ron right now?
So we're here in line to go over the Mackinac Island today. Unfortunately, we planned on going under the bridge, but it's too windy, so we're not going to get to go under the bridge. But we're here, and we're going to make the most of it. A Coast Guard boat over there, and we get ready to cross over to the island. The weather, it's not really looking all that great today, but it's still going to be a good time. And probably 40 years since I've been to the island myself, so looking forward to that. So the wife and the father-in-law probably made the brighter decision and sat downstairs on the inside, but I'm gonna try and brave the Straits of Mackinac.
Water on the Great Lakes can get bumpy, so while walking about, please use the back of seats and handrails where provided. If the captain has pointed out the areas on the top deck that are taking on spray, they know what they're talking about, and you will get wet. For all of our boat aficionados wanting to know a little more about the Captain was built in Lafitte, Louisiana in 1986 and was brought up to the Straits of Mackinac through the Mississippi and Illinois rivers, then up to Lake Michigan. She is 84 feet long and operated under two V16 2000 series MTU diesel engines in V configuration, each producing 1,410 horsepower. Our cruising time to the island will be a quick 16 minutes.
So the captain said that on the top deck, everybody's going to get soaked. It'll look like you took a shower. So.
The Straits of Mackinac is a narrow waterway that links Lake Huron and Lake Michigan and divides Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas. This channel is a crossroads of history, weather, and engineering. The climate, the fierce storms, and the iconic Mackinac Bridge have all had a significant impact on the local area, as well as shipping throughout the Great Lakes. Beyond the impact of my motherland, it has also had a significant impact on me. I grew up in the lower peninsula of Michigan while my father's people were Yoopers in the upper peninsula. Crossing these straits typically meant heading to my grandparents' place where our family has a plot of land and my uncles and cousins live to this day. The Straits sit in a northern continental lake climate. Summers are cool to mild, perfect for boating and tourism, while winters are long and cold with a heavy lake effect snow. Spring and fall bring rapidly changing temperatures and frequent fog as cold air moves over relatively warmer lake water. Average seasonal conditions can vary widely from day to day because the Great Lakes moderate extremes, but also create local microclimates along the shoreline. Storms here can be sudden and intense. The Straits experience strong, often gusty winds that funnel between the peninsulas and across the open water. Those winds drive powerful, sometimes confusing currents and waves, even though the straits themselves are relatively shallow. Lake seeches, lake sloshing caused by sustained winds or pressure changes can rapidly change water levels by several feet. Common hazards are sudden squalls, heavy fog that reduce visibility, and shifting shoals. Historically, the region has seen serious shipwrecks during fall and spring storms when commercial and passenger traffic was high. Spanning the straits is the Mackinac Bridge, opened in 1957. At the time, it was one of the world's longest suspension bridges, connecting Interstate 75 across roughly 5 miles of water and roadway, including approaches. The bridge transformed travel and commerce, replacing ferry service and tying the two peninsulas together year-round. It's an engineering feat built to withstand strong winds, ice loads, and the harsh freeze-thaw cycles of the Great Lakes. Maintenance is constant, from painting and cable inspection to winter snow and ice management, and the structure is closed to traffic only on rare occasions of extreme weather. Another funny thing about the Mackinac Bridge, when my father was a child, one of his neighbors had told him that was a hoax. the bridge didn't exist. And you got to imagine this is in the 50s, right? And my father lived in a very rural area in the Upper Peninsula. And he said he just didn't know, the neighbor kept telling him, oh, they could never build a bridge over those straits. That water's way too rough. So it was kind of funny that my father grew up thinking that a bridge over there, was too rough until he actually crossed it himself. Obviously, then he knew. People have crossed these waters for thousands of years. Indigenous peoples, including the Ottawa, the Ojibwe, the Potawatomi, used the straits for fishing, trade routes, and seasonal movements. European contact began in the 17th century with French fur traders and missionaries. The area became strategically important to the French and later the British and Americans because control of the straits meant control of the Great Lakes. Forts were built, notably Fort Michilimackinac on the mainland and Fort Mackinac on Mackinac Island. And the area changed hands during the colonial conflicts and War of 1812. In the 19th century, the straits were a busy corridor for schooners, steamers, and later freighters carrying timber, ore, and coal. Ferries linked the peninsulas until the mid-20th century when the Mackinac Bridge created a permanent land route.
We have arrived on the island. It's been 40 years since I've been here. I don't know. I don't know that it looks any different than what I remember it to look like. Yes, I don't know that we have a plan or an agenda. We're just going to kind of roam around the island. We didn't know what the weather was going to be like. And although I'm soaked from the boat ride, it's not raining right this second outside. And we're going to see what we can get into on Mackinac Island.
So we were under tight time constraints here, right? And so we just basically walked around and did a little bit of shopping. We got some fudge and then we got a bite to eat. Now, I don't want you to leave with the impression that there's nothing to do on Mackinac Island. Some of the must-see things are Fort Mackinac, Arch Rock is beautiful, Grand Hotel is beautiful. It's got the longest covered porch in the world. You can, I think you got to pay to enter there, but you can go out there and sit on this long covered porch and it's overlooking the Straits of Mackinac. Absolutely gorgeous. And then there's Sunset Rock, I've heard is beautiful as well. You can also check out like Mission Church in the historic downtown. But we were, to stay there overnight is incredibly expensive, and like at the Grand Hotel is like $800 a night, which we were on an 11-day trip as it was, and so the expenses were running high. We just couldn't fit that into our budget. And the wife is pregnant, so we didn't want to spend all day traipsing around the island, and the weather wasn't the best. But there are plenty of things to do there, and I highly recommend visiting this island. You can bike around the entire island. You rent bikes when you're there because there are no vehicles. There are no cars aside from the ambulance that you'll see in one of my clips. That was kind of our time there, and then we just hopped right back on the boat and headed back over. It was kind of a thing just to take the father-in-law out there and to get him and the wife to at least see the island. So that was why our trip was so short.
There she is. Yeah. Covered in rain. Let's see here. Covered in rain and clouds. But she is absolutely beautiful at all times. Yeah, that would be a nice crib. So we kind of just did a quick trip to Mackinac Island. We spun around.
I don't want any more birds flying.
I'm gonna become an activist against anything Ian wants.
We came out here and we had lunch and we just kind of walked around a little bit. There's a lot of things we aren't able to do. Wife's pregnant. We don't want her riding bikes around and stuff like that. So, just a lot of stuff we're not going to do. So we came out here. We checked it out. We had a good time. We picked up some fudge. We ate at Mary's Bistro. Food was Mac. It was great. No complaints there. Everything here is a little spendy, but not too bad. The food there was particularly good though, so you know, there was about a 45-minute wait too, so something to keep in mind if you're in a hurry. But right now we're gonna start in the rain. We're gonna catch a ferry back and get into Mackinac City so I can see if I can get set up to take some pictures of the bridge. How many times have I crossed this bridge? How many times have me and the old man crossed this bridge to hunt, to see family, for holidays, for summers, for all those years? And now I'm here with my family that he's never met. It's crazy. I told my wife the last time she was here with my other daughter, I said, you're not really a LaRue until you cross this bridge. And they both crossed it, and I said, okay, now you're officially LaRue's, my wife and daughter. But now, we got a baby in the womb. And it's a little bit crazy, but at my age, you probably shouldn't be doing this. But what are you gonna do? So now, my baby will be an official LaRue before she even comes out of the womb. But this place is one of my happy places on this earth. I'm looking at this bridge and how many times I've crossed it with my family, and all of the stories from my family growing up in the UP and being Upers. It's always something that's kind of emotional for me coming back and seeing this bridge. And now to get to take my father-in-law and my wife and my baby in womb, and actually my father's ashes with me to be put with his gravestone up here. It's incredible. It's emotional. And it's beautiful. And it's what life is about. New life. And life that's transitioned to the other side. I love this place. I'm so happy that my wife and my baby get to experience this with me. This is the Mackinac Straits. This is the Mackinac Bridge. And this is land that actually means something to me. After having moved around my entire life and went to 9 different schools in K through 12 and all the places I lived, I feel fortunate to be back here. I'm gonna haul my father across this bridge one more time. And he's making that trip with my baby in the womb. And that means something to me. It means something to me. Simplified, Doc. See you on the other side, Pops. And for some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, they have a bumblebee here in the middle of this little shopping plaza in Mackinac City. I don't know why, and you don't know why. I'm not even sure the people that put it here know why, but it's here. And there's Bumblebee and Paw. I love randomly weird stuff like that. Like you just look at it and you go, why is that there? I don't know, but it's Bumblebee, dude. Like seriously. Check it out, it's Bumblebee. Dig it. We got to walk around my decided it was time for beer and a pretzel. Let's see what we can get into. Oh, I like it. I like it already. My Lord. A nice M43 by Old Nation. Beer. Monster pretzel. And some mozzarella breadsticks. Oh my.
There's cheese stick.
If you stuck around this far, I just want to say thank you. I recognize that my approach to a travel vlog is a little bit different. There's a lot of emotional things in this video, and in this series of videos, right? Because I'm going back to my homeland, and I'm, you know, at this point, I'm getting ready to cross the bridge with my father's ashes, and I've got a baby in the womb that my father's never going to meet, and, you know, my wife that my father's never going to meet, as well as my father-in-law. So I recognize that this is a different approach. I've got this emotional stuff in here. I'm giving you historical context for the area and things like that. But what I aim to do in this vlog is I aim to be authentic. And I think in the age of AI, where everything is manufactured and fake, it's, you know, the human side, I don't want to lose that. And, you know, if that gets me viewers, then so be it. And if not, then this is content for my children. So that's kind of my approach to these things. But if you are enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. And I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Mackinac City is an incredible place. You know, it's a little coastal town, right? There's touristy shops. There's fudge. That's a big thing there. But really, I think the star of the show is the Mackinac Bridge, as well as Mackinac Island. And just, you know, sitting out at this water, and it's very beautiful, and it's soothing to some degree on a spiritual level. So if you ever stop in, check it out. Go to the island, or just sit there on the shore and enjoy the boats cruising by. I'm kind of a Great Lakes shipping nerd, and that's one of my passions, so I could sit here all day and stare at this stuff. I recognize that not everybody feels that way, though. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it.